Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Renee Box Young, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, just showing your support. I definitely appreciate it. Each and every one of you, you guys are awesome. And I always have to take time out and say that. I always have to take time out to thank, you know, those who have been tuning in, those who have been supporting, tuning into live sections. I'm sorry, commenting in the live sections, tuning into lives, collaborating, chatting in the lives. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. Each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you all. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are all sound, taking care of yourselves, man. Got some things to talk about. Era 83 book sale. What's going on, man? Jumped in already, man. He's already in the building. What's going on, Era 83 book sale, man? All love to you, man. DT's in the building. Family's jumping in already, man. And like I said, I was saying earlier, I went live. I had a flash live earlier, and what I was saying there is that I was gonna go live again. So with my sidekick LeVar, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, big bro? How you doing?
Great, man. Friday, we got a fight tomorrow. A fight. Yeah, I know there's an undercard, whatever, right? But I want to talk more about Virgil Ortiz and Hooker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to talk more about that. and actually, in the flash live, I really didn't talk about it because I wanted to save that for you. What we're going to talk about here. Birdman's in the building. What's going on, family? What's going on? I don't think I've seen you before, bro. It's your house. This is your house. Mi casa es tu casa. That's how we say in Spanish, right? G5's in the building up in here. Oh, Sebastian Cooper, birthday boy, right? Right, LeVar?
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Ready for the song?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This is for, well, I got to put some right here. Bam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Sebastian.
Happy birthday to
you, buddy. I love you, son.
Yes, sir. Hey, how old is he? 12, 13, you said? How old?
12.
Sebastian,
12,
wish you a happy birthday, man. You're in a process of growth. You're going to what is known as the adolescent age, soon teen. Stay healthy, Sebastian. Do your best for your family. Do your best for those who are around you, your brothers and sisters. Take it, from your father, the things that he says. I know that sometimes we as young people, when we're that age, we're just like, I don't want to hear you. Yeah, we say things for a reason as parents. You know what I'm saying? Take what your parents, tell you into consideration and do what they tell you. They just want the best for you. Okay, Sebastian? So have a wonderful birthday, man. Enjoy every second of your youth, of your childhood. Because I remember when I was that age, LeVar, man, I think I did enjoy it. I had a fun childhood, man. I didn't have everything, just like a lot of you guys, you know what I'm saying? Just like everyone. Maybe we didn't have much, but just with the simple things, I enjoyed life, man. I had so much fun as a kid, you know what I'm saying? So Sebastian, enjoy your childhood, man. Enjoying a clean, healthy childhood, man. That's what I'm saying. So happy birthday, Sebastian. Definitely, man. So we got Mike 202's in the building. What's going on? Family's jumping up in here. What's going on? Family, man. So first and foremost, how you doing, LeVar? How's everything, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. Working, grinding, providing for the family, we had some good weather, and next thing you know, it's like 44 degrees outside. So, just trying to stay on the daily grind and spend time with my family, provide well and, try to enjoy the sport of boxing and, talking to you.
Speaking of that, yeah, man, I'm doing good. Same, as I was saying earlier in the flash live that right now, and as you're studying, I'm saying I'm in my last semester, Lord willing. So I'm doing 3 modules. I'm under 3 tutors, 3 professors. So, it's kind of crammed in. As a matter of fact, my academic coordinator from the university wanted me to do 3 modules and social service in this semester. And I sent him an email. I said, hey, I got a full-time job, man. I cannot do that. That's impossible. Just give me the 3 modules, and next semester I'll do the social service, And he said, okay. So, I mean, I'm almost done, man. Lord willing, almost done my career. You're almost done too, right?
I got about 6 months, 7 months left. So right now I'm getting into my, for my bachelor's degree, I have to take some labs, and those are like 16 weeks long. So I'm going from 8 weeks to 16 weeks. So it's going to be a grind, but I'm going to do what I got to do. I want to set the example for my kids, man. I want them to understand that you're going to have to go out there and work for it. Nothing's going to be given to you. So I just want to, set that example. I want to be that role model for them.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a grind, it's work, there's always a reward, in what we do and the work we put in, what I'm saying? So definitely, we got, Arid. That's facts, bro. That's facts. I mean, we weren't wealthy, but we sure was healthy, and, health over wealth, you know what I'm saying? Because what will millions of dollars in the bank do to me if I'm sick, if I can't get up, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, man. You're right. Arid book sale. That's facts. Yep. Birdman, man. I thank you guys so much for jumping. You guys are awesome, man. So, look who we got, LeVar. Pass. Look who we got. Bruce.
What's happening, my brothers? How we doing tonight?
This microphone sounding nice and crisp.
Good, my brother. How you been, man?
Hey, man. Bopping all around, you know me, man. I try to get everywhere, spread the love, and get some good boxing talk in. And this is the place right now. You gave me that link, man, and you got me, man. It's good to be here. LeVar, my brother, Renee. I see all my buddies in the chat over there, man. Salute to Birdman, A-Rod, Mike 202, DP, man. All the good brothers out there come to support Renee in the chat, man, and the family. I love it.
Sounding great, Bruce. That mic sounding really nice, dude. Heck yeah. How have you been, Bruce? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Everything's good. I went and filed taxes yesterday. I spent $200 to get $2,000, so I'll do that every day of the week, man.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Everything's good. We're waiting for to get our okay for the vaccine, and I want to take care of that. Get out and enjoy life again, man. Get into crowds, just get all this crazy stuff behind us, and get back into life again. That's what I want to do now.
Speaking of that, Bruce, let's get into it. Yeah, Sebastian, thank you for the birthday visit. Definitely, man. Definitely. DP Rocket, what's going on, bro?
Sebastian,
family, man.
I'm sorry. Happy birthday.
No.
LeVar's boy.
Yeah, man.
Hey, thank y'all all for the birthday wishes for my son. Yeah, I'm appreciative. He's appreciative. We just want to just say thank you to everyone out there that's wishing him birthday wishes. Thank you so much.
It's all love, man. Definitely. It's all love to the community. You know what I'm saying? And DP Rockers, salute. Thanks so much for jumping in, man. You guys are awesome. Everybody jumping up in here. So, like what Bruce was saying a moment ago, we were talking about it backstage a little bit, LeVar. Let's get into it. Let's get into this. And we're gonna get to Virgil, Ortiz, and Hooker in a moment. But as everybody knows, I usually say as everybody knows, because social media is freaking, everybody should know when, things are announced. If not, we're going to update y'all. Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. It's going to be in the Cowboys Stadium, right, LeVar?
Yes, at the Cowboys Stadium. So,
and it's going to be, and they're going to expect 70,000. They're expecting 70,000. So tickets going to be on sale soon. So that's going to be huge, man. I mean, I know a lot of people, or I don't know how many, who knows? There's so many people out there in the box community, I'm saying, but there's going to be community out there that's going to say, yeah, Billy Joe Saunders, he's a piece of cake, and Canelo's going to walk through him. I think it's a decent fight, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's better than freaking Yildirim, man. It's better than that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think Joe Saunders is a decent opponent. I mean, I'm not saying he's 100 going to give him a hole, you know what I'm saying? But he has ability. He has the ability. He has the footwork. You know what I'm saying? He uses the ring, you know, and I think there's going to be some kind of excitement at least, you know what I'm saying? Now, to fill 70,000 seats, man, I don't know about that. And why am I talking about this? Because Bruce, you know, popped it to my mind. You know, people are going to be jumping up in that stadium, you know what I'm saying? Kind of more normalcy, I guess we can say, you know? So what do you think about that, LeVar? Then we'll go to Bruce. What do you think about that? You know, Cowboy Stadium, Canelo versus BJS.
It's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait to see it. I want to see you know, what Billy Joe Saunders is gonna bring to the table. We already know what Canelo brings to the table. I think this is a fight that is gonna push Canelo. I think BJ can push him, even though he doesn't have the power. But I mean, if he tries to box and use his jab and don't allow Canelo to back him up, we might have a competitive fight on our hands. You know, it just all depends on what type of fight Billy Joe Saunders wants to bring to the ring. You know, I wouldn't recommend him to stand there and try to slug it out with Canelo. I think in order for you to beat Canelo, you have to straight box, you know. And once again, Floyd Mayweather gave us all that blueprint. And I caught Canelo on Hot Box talking to Mike Tyson, and you know they talked about the Floyd Mayweather fight, and Canelo said that you know he took that fight too soon. He was too young. He didn't have that much experience. But he said he learned a lot from that loss. So, you know, Floyd put on a masterful boxing lesson to Canelo. So Canelo took from that loss, and you know, he's been matched up with the right opponents to make himself, you know, look good. So, but I think this one, if Billy Joe Saunders can find that motivation, you know, that fire for this fight, hopefully it'll be competitive. The only person that will be able to make that determination will be Billy Joe, and I just hope that his camp come up with multiple game plans and not just one, because we all seen what Canelo he's making big guys back up, and like once again I understand that he's matched up with the right opponent, but we'll see what Billy Joe can bring to the table, and then we all know that after Billy Joe, it most likely is going to be Caleb Plant. I'm not saying it is, but Canelo's goal is to be the undisputed champ at 168.
I think it's going to be an interesting fight. Let me get to the comments real quick, and we're going to get to Bruce, definitely, man. Bruce, we're going to get to Bruce right now. Chris Reyna, what's going on, bro? Check your email, Chris. Check your email, bro. We got we got here DP Rock is saying, how come guys don't look at what Floyd did to Canelo? I mean, that's true, man. I mean, but it's interesting what Arad's saying too. He says, we got I just jumped, you know, I was gonna click on Arad's comment, and all of a sudden boxing card Reggie Owens, boop. What's going on, fam? Reggie Owens in the building, man. What's family, man? What's going on, family? Definitely, man. Yeah, definitely. We got Arad Buxell saying something very interesting here. It's true, too. It's true. Floyd Mayweather defense and boxing, that's facts, bro. And what beat Canelo, not just jab and run. Exactly. That's facts, man.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
and I agree with that.
But that's the thing. That's the problem. A lot of people misinterpret, you know, Floyd's style. Oh, he was just running the ring. And of course not. You know, that's where you can decipher. That's where you can decipher people who don't really know about the sweet science of the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? If people, okay, fine. For a quick example, I mean, judges don't just judge, you know, punches all the time. You know what I'm saying? They judge ringmanship. You know what I'm saying? They judge defensive skills. You know what I'm saying? So there are other things that they judge, you know, and a lot of people that just look at somebody who, you just run around the ring, you know, just jabbing. And of course not. Floyd Mayweather did a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? And to the trained eye, you can see those things. Exactly, Arad Buxell. That's really good you said that. You know, defense and boxing is what beat Canelo. Facts, man. That's facts right there, definitely. So Bruce, what do you think about that, man? Canelo versus Bill Joe Saunders, and it's going to be at, you know, Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a step in the right direction. The last fight with Yildirim, that was a non-fight, but Billy Joe's a live opponent. Um, I think Canelo's going to probably take him out in 7, 8 rounds with the body work. But Billy Joe's a come forward guy, so it should be a good fight. I mean, we got two redheads battling each other. If we can get a full capacity stadium, we can't ask for more right now. Canelo's got his path planned pretty much. He knows what he's going to do. I'd like to see him fight other fighters besides the fights that he's planned out. But man, he's paid his dues. He's making his money. He's not gonna kill himself. We'll see him in 1 or 2 super fights, and then he can ride off into the sunset and let history judge him. But I'm looking for a good fight with him and Billy Joe, and I'm not a fanboy. I don't care who wins, but if I had money on it, I'd be on Canelo Alvarez in about 8 rounds.
That's the thing. Yeah, go ahead, LeVar. Go ahead.
Oh. No, go ahead, Renee. You go ahead and go, and then I'll chime in after you're done, brother.
Right. No, I was just gonna say, that's the thing. I wouldn't say, Billy Joe's a pushover. I wouldn't say he's a walk in the park. I mean, I think we all can agree on that, Canelo's going to win, I think we can all agree on that, you know what I'm saying? And I know the controversy, the judges, y'all know the story. I got nothing to this, we know facts are facts, but if it goes 12 rounds, I don't know, because I don't recall Billy Joe getting knocked out. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody in the chat, or LeVar, Bruce. I don't know if Canelo has well, he probably does have the power.
Well, Billy Joe's undefeated. He's
right.
He hasn't been knocked out.
If Canelo has the power to knock out Billy Joe, I'm sure he does. I mean, a lot of fighters have the power if you punch in the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you it's the punches that you don't see, right? And with Canelo's speed to a certain extent, I'm sure he can catch Billy Joe. Yeah, pop when Billy Joe tries to go on the inside with his footwork. And, man, I'm not going to take, some of Billy Joe's performances away. Why do I say some? Because I think he fought some dude, Spanish guy. We talked about it recently, LeVar, I think. I forgot the dude's name. Spanish guy, Caceres or something. I don't know. But pretty poor performance there. Pretty poor. Lemieux is a fight that stands out to me. You know what I'm saying? When he fought this other guy who's towards retirement, his last fight, forgot his name, Martin Murray. Yeah. Yeah, Martin Murray was towards his end. Obviously, Billy Joe's going to look good. You know what I'm saying? But if what I'm trying to say here is that it will be quite an interesting fight, like what LeVar is saying, a moment ago, that if Billy Joe is, 100, if he's focused, if he's not playing games, because this is what I don't like. I got to say this. The stupid things that Billy Joe's coming out saying, and it's stupid. It's I don't, you know what I'm saying? Put that foolishness to the side, Billy Joe, and get serious here. Okay? What's going on? The flu, he says he got okay, that's not, I understand. Things happen. Okay. The flu, out of weight. He said he's overweight. He just recently said that. I pushed a video on that. He says he's overweight, had the flu, 10 days or whatever the heck days behind to get into camp. Yeah, coming out on Twitter recently saying that his scrotum is injured. Yeah, he's probably joking about that. Who cares about that? I mean, stop playing games here, Billy Joe. You see what I'm saying, guys? You see what I'm saying? Get serious. Get your head out of your behind. I mean, I keep things clean here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that it makes me kind of disappointed to see somebody like Billy Joe and the skills he has to be joking around like this. I don't think the flu is a joke, but being overweight, okay, that's strike one right there. What are you overweight for? You're a fighter. Be in shape. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? And I mean, that's kind of what I think about it. And it reminds me kind of, Billy Joe is, it's kind of, I don't know, Adrian Broner, I've said the same about him. It's like the talent, get your head in the game, man. Come on. You got the talent to do this. I'm saying this to put my point across, that Billy Joe got the skills, man. he has the skills to really give a challenging fight to Canelo. He does. Whether some people want to say this or that, I mean, he has the skills. He's a skilled boxer. You know what I'm saying? So that what were you going to say, LeVar? We got something to say? I think you were going to say something.
No, I mean, I think when it comes to Floyd versus Canelo, yes, Floyd he put on a masterful boxing clinic, but he was also going against the judges that night because Judge C.J. Ross had Canelo winning the fight, and the thing about it, after that fight, she retired from the sport, from judging from the sport of boxing. So yes, Floyd doesn't get enough credit for that fight, but Canelo learned a lot from that fight. Billy Joe Saunders, he's going to have to want it more. He's going to have to want it. He's going to have to, like Floyd. Hey, Floyd's up at 0-3, 0-4 in the morning out there running. Billy Joe is going to have to find that extra motivation to get him through this fight. And once again, I'm not saying that he can't, but I just see that he doesn't have the power. And I think that Canelo is going to go to the body. He's going to go to the body, and then he's going to go to the head, and he's going to end up knocking out Billy Joe Saunders.
This is the thing here. I mean, there's a lot to say. Hold on. G5's in the building. Salute family. What's going on, G5? How you doing?
Oh, salute, my brothers. How y'all doing? Hey, Bruce, LeVar.
Salute, G5.
What's going on? Happy birthday again, Sebastian. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, G5. Salute
one more time for your mind. But man, I'll jump right into it, man. Appreciate the invite as always, Renee. Always good to cook with you brothers, man. I believe Billy Joe, if he comes in, it's kind of like how we look at Broly. If he come in with a focused mind and do what he's supposed to do, he can put up a hell of a fight and can possibly frustrate Canelo. Now, Billy Joe, he can box, but you know what I'm saying? He don't have the most pop, but he does have pretty quick hands. He has decent foot movement, better movement than Canelo, but Canelo waist up movement is probably the best in the game. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to move a whole lot, but when it comes to parrying punches from the waist up and head movement, hey, Canelo he's mastered that skill. I have to give him his credit. I think it'll be an entertaining fight. I hope it is very competitive. If Billy Joe could establish a jab, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the basics. If you can establish a jab to keep it in his face, to keep him at bay, then you can start trying to make him work around and have to, alter his game plan. Like, that's what disappointed me with Callum Smith. You're 6'4". Why not stick that jab in Canelo's face all night? I mean, all night. Even if it don't land, he's going to think about it after a certain point. Then you start, maneuvering and finding different openings. But I'm hoping that it's a good fight with Billy Joe and Canelo. I mean, whether Billy Joe is a paid user or not, I mean, the dude he does have skill. I will give him his credit. I give him about a B+ fighter if he come to fight, but it's better than Yildirim. I mean, that was just a punching bag with a head and legs and just there to be hit. And, come on, it's your sparring partner. So if I'm your sparring partner, you're supposed to use that as your advantage. You see what he do every day more than a lot of people. But, it's just like he just wanted to lay down. So I don't respect that. If Canelo beats Billy Joe, if he fights Canelo after that, Caleb Plant after that, I mean, that's cool. But I like to see Benavidez, honestly.
Definitely, man. Yeah, go ahead, LeVar. I see your mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, piggybacking off of G5, man, he's right, bro. Billy Joe's gonna have to want it, man. He's gonna have to take it to him. If Billy Joe starts stepping back and Canelo's pushing him back, hey, we know what's gonna happen.
Now, one of the things here is that, it makes me think like, PGH in the building, family. What's going on, fam? Y'all jumping in tonight. It like what, G5 talked about. It's like, how did Caleb Smith, how did he freeze? I mean, why was he frozen throughout the fight? He was just standing there. You know, it's like, what are you doing, bro? Do your job, man. I mean, when you can fight other opponents, but that makes you think, like, you know, Canelo, he has that style to freeze his opponents up. I mean, he has a style to break down their game plan. Will he do that against Billy Joe Saunders? Billy Joe Saunders would be pretty foolish, man, to stand there against the ropes. You're gonna get smashed, man. So that's the thing there. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying here. He has the footwork. He has the skills to avoid that, to avoid punishment from Canelo. That's why I think it makes for an interesting fight. But like what G5 was saying, kind of reminds me of an AB. If he comes like this, if he comes like that, it's sad to say, but it is what it is with Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is in that aspect, in that respect. G5, real quick, because before you got in here, what do you think about, you know, the Cowboy Stadium, bro? They're hoping that, you know, you think it's gonna sell out 70,000 seats, man?
No, and another no.
No and another no. Okay. Why? That was a double negative right there, man. Why is that though? Why is that? Why do you think that?
All right. Because for one, I mean, Canelo is not as big as of a draw as he used to be from previous years. Once he kind of committed career suicide by going to an app and saying screw pay-per-view. Yeah. Okay. So this is a perfect example of taking the money over being patient. Okay, you got this big contract, but how the hell did you get promoted during this time? Who did they line up for you that was gonna, you know, advance your career and legacy? You know what I'm saying? They didn't really do that at the Zone. And then they was a new establishment trying to go away from pay-per-view. First of all, you have to gain enough fans to sustain to have big numbers. And they haven't even, the Zone on the app hasn't even broke the USA market. I mean, you can win over the UK fan, but you have to win the US market. That's where the money is. So without that, I mean, he's just over there on the app being presented to people in the UK and the people that have the Zone, you know, or free streaming. So he should have betted on himself. And you know, I think he'll be a lot further, but I think the Zone did actually set him back for it's like status wise for sales and tickets and revenue. But you know, with Canelo name, you know, he's one of the few fighters I will say that, I mean, he can go against the grain of the rules and they accept it. You know what I'm saying? Certain fighters can do that. He's one of the few that I'm like, man, I didn't even see other fighters, Jack LaMotta, even probably get treatment like Canelo do. You know what I'm saying? But I think that I don't know. He's not gonna sell like he is. Come on, if you could sell out in San Antonio, you going to Dallas now?
Now he's supposed to be the face of boxing, right? The best right now in the game at that weight, and that's a hot weight. You got a lot of cats down there that you could fight and really make your legacy. I mean, you could become the greatest boxer ever if you wanted to. You could clean house. I mean, the legacy's right there to grab, but no, he's just not going to do it. I'm not going to get excited about it, man. It is what it is. And that's why, you know, the fitting end for this fight would be both of them to get popped for steroids. You know, that's the way I feel about the way that, you know, this fight is going. It's just not exciting me. I'm not going to pay for it, man. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to stream this fight. You're not going to get a nickel out of my pocket for this. You show me a good fight when I can have some people at my house, I'll lay the money down and we'll party hardy. But, you know, until something like that happens, man, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to lie to you, but you're not getting a nickel out of my pocket. You know, anything can happen in boxing. I've been watching it long enough. So I watch fights like that because I've seen it happen, man. I've seen guys come back from 14-round beatings and knock the champion out in the 15th round, man. You know, Mike Weaver and John Tate back in 1980, fantastic fight. If you never saw that fight, man, watch it. But I look for that. It could happen anytime. And so you can't keep me away from boxing. You can throw garbage at me and I'll watch it. And that, you know, that's the sad state of affairs today, because that's what's happening with the fans. We're accepting this stuff. And back in the day, we just wouldn't accept it. And these guys aren't fighting. And they're talking about peanuts, man. Errol Spence is worth like $10 million, man. You know, I was talking to Blood about this the other day. man, at the same stage in his life, Sugar Ray Leonard was worth $30-40 million, and that was 1980s money. You know, these guys are complaining about A side, B side, not $5 million, $6 million. They have to make the money, man. They're going to be broke before they know it, man. You know, the lifestyles they live, the bling they're wearing, the Gucci lifestyles. That takes big bucks to support, and I just can't see turning my nose up at the money that they're offering these guys to fight each other, man. In my opinion, these boxers today are crazy. They could be making a legacy for themselves, and they could be making a ton of money to change their lives and the rest of their families' lives. But we're taking the garbage that they're giving us, and what are we going to do about it? We're just going to watch it, right? Go ahead.
Well, let me salute real quick. ASAP Sam's in the building. Chen Smoke, man, what's going on, family? What's going on? We got here. We got DP Rocket saying, "Good night, Irene." I think you guys know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard the? I think you guys go back. Bruce goes way more back, right?
Hey, man, we're all heading for that finish line, man. You know?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. If you guys, does this ring a bell? Good night, Irene. Good night. No, hold on. Good night, Irene. Good night. Which movie is this? Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I wish I had some Dairy Queen. You don't remember that? Y'all don't remember that movie?
Off the top of my head.
Oh, come on now, LeVar. G5, no?
I'm on mute, my bad.
Does that ring a bell?
It does.
I can't remember the name right off the head, but I do remember. I was over here laughing.
It's with Sinbad, man. House Guest.
House Dad. Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie, man. I love it. I love that movie. But yeah, it just reminded me of that, man. Good night, Irene. So I think that's clear that, good night, Billy Joe Saunders, right? So yeah, definitely, man. We got Eric R. Let me get to the chat, man. Definitely, you got to check this out
Eric
here.
R, man, my brother. Salute.
Definitely, man. Always showing the support, man. We got here, Danny Jacobs and Billy Joe equals Craig, and Smokey and Eddie is big.
Oh my gosh, man. Eric R. Smith.
We got here, Mike. Everyone's jumping in, man. Let me get to comments. Definitely got to get the comments here. We got Mike 202 saying, DAZN needs Canelo to headline. Put young Haney on the undercards. Yeah, man. Speaking of Haney, he's going to fight Linares. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, right? LeVar, we're talking about that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's true, man. I mean, I don't know, man. They don't want Haney. These guys don't want the Haney smoke. That's how I see it. These kids don't want to fight Haney, man. Nope. Too big of a risk, man. We got Aaron. We got here saying, excuse me, will the UK make the trip? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And maybe, but with this whole coronavirus stuff, that I don't know, man. It's just a trip. Even though there's vaccinations and stuff like that, but I don't know. That's a good question. I got to say something. How can I say it? I love the atmosphere of UK boxing, man. I love it. I love the how they sing in the stadium. You know what I'm saying? They root for their fighters, and it's live. I love the atmosphere, man. I love how it sounds kind of like a soccer crowd. I don't know how they do that chant stuff, but they're like, oh, I don't know how they do that stuff, but I mean, but it really brings actually live audience. You know what I'm saying? That would be awesome if that happened, if they came and, supported Billy Joe Saunders in his fight, but who knows, right? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? We got here, Reggie Owens saying, still my brother, old dude had a 20-minute emotional breakdown over me cracking a joke. Oh, okay. Got talking right there. Okay. Well, I hear Eric R saying, that's what I'm talking about. Preach. Bruce goes, yeah. Chen Smoke. They need to stack the undercards for these. Yeah. That's kind of like what Bruce is talking about. They're charging pay-per-view, and they definitely have to stack these cards. Okay. Look. I think it's kind of a joke, man. I mean, let's talk about this. Okay, so May 1st, they're announcing a card or whatever, right? I don't know if you guys saw it. It's I went flash live earlier and talked a little bit about it. Derek Chisora versus Parker. I read around there. I think it's going to be pay-per-view. I don't know if that's true, man, but
Whew. It's gonna fly.
Derek, I can't even say the freaking words, dude. Oh my gosh, Derek Chisora versus Parker, pay-per-view.
And where's this fight going to be held?
Oh, that has to be in the UK. I'm almost positive.
UK.
Yeah,
That'll be a Saturday afternoon. So that who's going to pay for a pay-per-view in the United States on a Saturday afternoon?
Not me.
Think about that, man.
Now I don't.
Right.
Let me just make it clear. I don't know if it's true it's pay-per-view, but I read it somewhere quick. I mean, sometimes they just go fast, boom, 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 under announcements and things like that. That's a freaking joke if it's pay-per-view. And I mean, I don't know. I even heard that, I guess we're hearing it's possible, whatever, right? Andy Reese versus Chris Arreola pay-per-view. I don't know, bro.
Oh,
to me, that's not worth paying.
Well, the thing is too, man, you're going to sit home by yourself and pay $75 to watch that fight. The fight I want to see, and I'd love to, Chris Arreola, he needs money I'd love to support him. I don't like to see this fight because I think he's in over his head. If he gets a young, in shape Andy Ruiz, man, and Arreola can sustain a beating, and I don't want to see that, but I think that's going to be effects of that fight. And putting it on pay-per-view, right now with the internet, they can set up their own pay-per-view channels. It's pretty easy to stage a pay-per-view these days, whereas before you had to have sponsorships, you had to be under a network banner. You can pretty much create your own and promote your own pay-per-view these days. But as far as charging for all these fights, where do they think this money's coming from, man? We're in a pandemic that the government is giving us rebates, and we're supposed to have $75 to throw out on a fight, let alone seeing Parker and Chisora. Come on, man. These fights have to be sponsored by somebody, be promoted properly, and we'll watch them. The fighters of yesteryear, Leonard and Hearns, they fought on free TV. But yet, when they had their pay-per-views, they demanded $8 million, $10 million, and we didn't mind paying it because we had so much of them that were given to us that we wanted to see these major fights, and that's where they're going wrong today, man. They're presenting the whole boxing wrong. It's on the wrong platform. Everybody can stream these pay-per-views. You have to put this back on regular television with a sponsor, a big sponsor, a corporate sponsor, and that's what can put money in these fighters' pockets. We can watch the fights, and they can get these pay-per-views. They can get these train crashes, get them all set, have the fights around the same date, and so when these big pay-per-view fights come, man, we'll know who they're talking about. We'll know who both fighters are. They're throwing fighters. I mean, even like Arreola and Andy Ruiz. Only the hardcore boxing fan knows who they are. I can go out down the street and nobody's going to know who they are when I talk to them. But yet, when we used to see these fights on ABC and CBS, Wide World of Sports, you could talk about these guys because everybody saw them because there wasn't much else on to watch. There weren't 80 channels. When cable first came around, now there are hundreds, and plus the internet. There were basically 3 channels on. And if you wanted to get sports, that was what was happening on a Saturday afternoon. And great fights too, man. If it wasn't a championship fight, and it was a championship fight, that'd be against a number 1 contender, or it would be a number 7 and number 6 heavyweight going at it. I used to get the boxing magazines, and I used to be changing the ratings around because of the outcomes of the fights. They were so good, and the fighters were so popular. But now you don't even know who these guys are. Dennis, it's just crazy, man. They're not presenting boxing properly to us. If they would do that, I think there'd be a total change, and the public would accept it more.
Love the input, man. Great stuff from the old school perspective, man. Definitely, man. We got here. So Chen Smoke, yeah, I mean, that's true right there, man. Also, Eric R says Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd were already first Hall of Famers. by the time they were Crawford's age, and they too are still waiting for their yep. We got well, I got to go back. Hold on. What did he say, man? Somebody said that I don't remember. I don't know where it is, man. Oh, here it is, Jade. I wouldn't walk across the street to see Parker versus Sora.
Yeah, salute, my brother.
Yeah, Dixon, my brother, salute.
Oh my gosh, dude. Chisora has like 10 losses already, man. It's like, dude, if they charge pay-per-view for that, that's a joke, bro. That's just a humiliation to the sport, man. But Battle of the D. We got Chris Ray to say here, they ain't made from the same. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, how times have changed. Exactly, man. I mean, it is what it is, definitely, man. And that's the thing that, you know, what Bruce was talking about, promotion. Hey, Boricua, what's going on, Boricua? Going on, Zionist Nation family right there, man. Saludos.
Salute.
Saludos a Puerto Rico. That's what I'm talking about. From Mexico, shouts, man. Definitely, man. Puerto Rico. That's what I'm talking about. Like what Bruce was saying, you know, how you know, events are promoted. I mean, for crying out loud, this whole thing. Okay, you got Derek Chisora, Parker, main event, if I'm not mistaken. Katie Taylor. Is also in the card, which I definitely want to see. Katie Taylor, man, definitely. And you have Chris Eubank Jr. also. Chris Eubank Jr. is going to fight, and Bivol. But I'm saying this because of the promotion aspect that it's gonna be May 1st, man. May 1st, and they just announced it today. I don't know if you guys saw announcements of this event before today. But I saw today, and I keep up on this. I try to every day. Kind of like what Bruce did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Check the newspaper out, fights, magazines, you know. And now I do the same, but, you know, digitally. I wake up in the morning, get my nice coffee, go to work, check out, you know, online what's going on, you know, what's new. Today, May 1st. How long is that, ladies and gentlemen? How long is that from now? How much time do they have?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. It's like, come on, man. What how's the promotion going on these days? You know what I'm saying? It's like, my gosh, you know what I'm saying? So we got here Jay Dixon saying, Taylor, that would be amazing, man. Taylor versus Serrano. I would love it. I would love it, man. That would just be an amazing fight. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And now another aspect I want to talk about concerning going back a little bit to Canelo and Bill Joe Saunders. Did you guys see G5? Did you see it? Canelo on Hot Boxing. Did you see anything and any of that little clip up there?
Man, I glanced at some of it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, when it comes to Canelo, it's like I respect him, his skills in the ring, but what he stands on or what he says, I don't really pay too much attention to. I'm gonna be honest. Like I respect he's a good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. I don't care what nobody say. He cheated, whatever. Dude can fight. He can fight his ass off. And ain't too many people out here that's just gonna run up on him and walk through him and beat his ass. Excuse my French. But I mean, I don't really respect too much what he says, but based off his movements. But I do respect him as a fighter.
And I got nothing to take away from that, you know, because I'm one of the few, if only, all right, platforms, Mexican, you know what I'm saying, that have criticized him in an appropriate manner. I'm just going to put it that way, right? And I have people...
Professional manner.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Always. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Canelo, yeah, he cheated. It's all good. You know, he popped dirty. It's all good. He's Mexican. I'm for him. I don't care what you know, I don't do that. I mean, I don't care where they from, who it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got to be 100 on it. And, you know, and that's why I say I got nothing to say against what G5's saying. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like what Bruce Scores is saying right now a moment ago, that a lot of people saying, you know, oh yeah, or some people out there, you know, Canelo's the face of boxing. And it's like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's questionable because of the trajectory, you know what I'm saying? His trajectory in the sport. But he can fight. G5 is 100 on that. He can fight, man. This boy, he don't take no slack from anybody. I remember mentioning this some time ago, and I don't think it made it. I think LeVar was in this session, live session. We were talking about this a little bit about Canelo, whatever. he takes no slack from no one, dude. Like this guy, man, I don't think it made it to the tabloids. Excuse me, what he did. And somebody in the chat section, as a matter of fact, when we were talking about that at that time, a few weeks ago, excuse me, corroborated what I was saying. It happened. And I mean, I live down here. I see it all the time, news, whatever, in Mexico. Years ago, man, when Canelo was a lot younger, that dude, man, he broke the jaw of some political guy, man, because he was like trying to square up on him, man. Canelo ain't taking no slack from anybody, man. He's a dog, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying with G5. I totally agree with him, man. Like, Canelo can fight. I take nothing away from him, man. Nothing away from him in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? So, but what I do want to, that's what I'm saying. I got nothing to take away from J5, what he's saying. I respect that, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of community thinks like that. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But in this respect, what do you think Bruce goes, and then we'll go to LeVar? In this respect, he's coming out talking English now. It looks like he's trying to attract, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to do something new to gain, you know what I'm saying? He went on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, all in English. Obviously, it's not, the best English probably, but try to speak clearly and stuff like that. All English, man. Isn't that like, it looks like it's an approach for him to try to get, gain more audience. What do you think about that, Bruce? Or do you?
I agree 100%, man. I was just going to say the same thing. You have to sell yourself beyond boxing to break that, to break to that next atmosphere. To become a superstar, to sell the pay-per-views, to turn your fights into an event. But as far as excuse me. My mind just went blank. What were we talking about here?
Oh, about Canelo pulling in more audience and the perspective of him speaking in English, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. He's got to be able to speak English. That was the problem with Roberto Duran. Can you imagine what a superstar he would have been if he was able to speak to the public and do his own promos? That's the problem with Canelo. Yeah, well, you can say whatever you want about a boxer, but if he wants to get into that next atmosphere, he's got to sell himself to the public. He was on Mike Tyson today, and I'm sure that was for publicity. I bet he's dying to speak English. He probably wants to sell himself. And you just can't do it if you don't speak English. And that's what I was saying about Roberto Duran. If he had been able to speak English at the time, because he was on television commercials with Sugar Ray Leonard with his son and Sugar Ray Leonard's son, but Duran couldn't say anything. He just he couldn't. The American public just wouldn't accept him if he couldn't communicate with them. And it's the same thing with Triple G. We wouldn't accept Triple G because he what could he say? He had a couple of key phrases, but that was it. But no, you're right, man. You have to speak English and you have to articulate. Otherwise, you're just going to be another pug, another boxer, as good as you are. But you're right about that, man. You do have to sell yourself.
And I think that, he's trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's interesting. I mean, I see it like that. When I saw it, I didn't even see it. I was telling LeVar backstage, I was like, I didn't got the time. That freaking interview was like almost an hour, man. I didn't have time to sit there and watch all that, man. I just saw a little clip, like G5 said. I glanced at it and I heard him in English. I was like, whoa, Canelo's speaking English. I respect that. Cool. We'll see what happens. We'll see if that works. You know what I'm saying? To gain the confidence of the audience, of the crowd or what have you, right? Gain more attraction or whatever. What do you think about that, LeVar? You think it's a nice approach on his side?
Well, he's been doing it. He's been doing it for a while. Especially in his post-fight interviews, right after the fight, he'll speak a little bit of English and then he'll go back to speaking Spanish. Honestly, when it comes to Canelo, I really don't think that it matters. I think his skills is what's attracting. His boxing skills is what is attracting everybody to him. He has Mexico, man. That's like Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton had the UK fans, and they came to every fight, no matter if he won or lost. They were still chanting his name. So at the end of the day, man, Canelo's skills is what makes him popular. He's marketable. I've been talking about boxers trying to market themselves on your platform, Renee, for a while. So I mean, starting off with Oscar, think about when Canelo first came out. Oscar was trying to promote him like how Oscar was promoted as a fighter. So speaking English, I think, yeah, he can do it. He just chooses not to, because majority of his fans, they're in Mexico. I don't know, man. He's just, it's like what G5 said, man. You got to respect his skills, man, because he's a skillful fighter. He has great upper body movement. He might not have the feet to move, but he has great upper body movement. So at the end of the day, when it comes to Canelo, man, it's to me, he can speak whatever he wants, man. As long as Canelo keeps winning, that's going to continue to attract more people. And with him fighting in different, I think what's helping him too is fighting in different stadiums, man. Because mainly he'll be fighting at the MGM, but now he's going to Dallas. So I mean, that right there is marketing himself by traveling to different venues to fight.
So it's not necessarily the English aspect that's really gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're pretty much concluding, right?
Yeah, because I mean, for instance, man, take Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker is from Norfolk, Virginia, man. The ghetto area of Norfolk, Virginia. He didn't speak proper, man. Look at James Toney. These guys, their skills and them just talking trash is what got them to be that got their fans, got them to be marketable, man. So, and I get it, there's two different ethnicities, but I mean, you don't have to speak the perfect English to gain fans. As long as your skills pays the bills, everybody's going to tune in to watch you fight.
Yeah, but we're talking about the next level beyond just fighting. If these guys want to transcend just boxing and make the superstar status. I mean, look at like Sugar Ray Leonard. When he came to my town, he fought Floyd Mayweather Sr. And he came about a week before, and he was going to he went to schools, he went to nursing homes. They made him the honorary mayor. They had like a Sugar Ray Leonard Day. I mean, that he built up he built himself up, and people knew who he was. Whereas these guys today, they don't want to do interviews. Like Bud Crawford, he just wants to stay up in Nebraska. If Canelo Alvarez wants to become a superstar, he has to learn how to speak English. I've seen it with so many boxers from the past. Carlos Monzon, Wilfred Benitez. Isaiah Duran. These guys could have been bigger superstars, not just names we're hearing about from the past, but they could have done interviews, and we'd have those on history. But English is key because we're the ones who buy the fights. We have the money, and most of us are pretty dumb. We only speak English.
No, Bruce, I understand that. But did Chavez Sr. did he speak English?
No,
he had to translate.
But Chavez Sr. would have been bigger if he had spoke English. I believe.
And look at Floyd Mayweather. We know that Floyd Mayweather is not the best reader out there.
No, but Floyd can talk the talk. Floyd can get down there and cut a promo with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. But he played the villain. To me, Bruce, I really think skills and being able to market yourself. I think your boxing skills helps the fighter to be marketable. But yes, they do have to speak English, but it doesn't have to be the perfect English.
No. But ultimately, your skills are what pay the bills, and the best, the cream rises to the top. But if you have a little flair, something additional, like Muhammad Ali, I mean, he was the whipped cream on top of the sundae, man. He sold himself beyond just boxing, and that's what I was trying.
I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with. I think it comes down to having the perfect team. You got to have the perfect team to help put you out there. And yes, I agree. You have to do interviews to be marketable.
Well, not just interviews, but you have to be a character, man. It's you can do interviews, but the characters are the guys who get the attention.
I agree. I really think that Floyd Mayweather set the bar really high for some of these boxers because he played the villain. He loved playing the villain, and he would do whatever he had to do to get the other boxer riled up or to get the crowd riled up. Going over there to the UK, flicking off the UK fans when he was fighting Ricky Hatton. So he really set the bar high for these fighters. But I agree, they really need to do something different to try to push themselves out there. I agree with you. I think Bud has the skills, but you're right. Bud chooses not to, and I really think that's a big mistake on his part, because when I listen to him in his post fights, I just hear the teacher from the Peanuts. Wah, 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 wah. He just has to do something, man. They all do.
That's the fight that we do have to see. And I hate to start talking about it again, man. But if those two guys don't fight, boxing is not going to be what it could be. You know, to me, that's the greatest fight that could be made right now.
We need that fight.
Go ahead, G5. What are you going to say, G5?
Hey,
Go ahead, G5.
with Canelo, it's like, I feel like he should have. We've been knowing he could speak English. If it was broken English or not, you played the role that you didn't know how to speak English for so long, and we heard you speaking English. It gives people like a fake perception now. Even though your skills pay the bills, you should have started speaking English like this like 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like I'm in between a rock and a hard place in my career. So now I have to try to engage with these fans. For one, a boxer, you don't have to be accessible 100%. But when it comes to the fans, we're the ones who buy the pay-per-views. We buy these tickets. We the one who help put the money in your pocket. You turning your back to the fans is like turning back on your money. Why? You might get your guaranteed percentage from your promotional companies and all that, but the back end money and the being a people's champ. That's what people got to understand. When you're a boxer, you have to always connect with your fans and your people. You know, if you don't, it's gonna be like, yeah, you're a good fighter, but we don't know you. You know what I'm saying? People, they don't have to know you personally, your whole backstory, but the fans do want to be able to, like, hey, if we want to get an interview and we follow certain people, we want to be able to get those exclusive interviews. And a lot of people, they don't engage with their fans enough, you know. But when it comes to Canelo, he should have done this earlier, man. Now, and then the way he's been moving and up, you know, dropping the bell, getting franchise, going up and down weight, it don't look the best. It looks like he's clout chasing for fans. It don't look, well, it look disgenuine, if you ask me. It don't look genuine, because you should have been doing this a long time ago, trying to go in interviews and speak in English. That's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, well, no matter what they do, man, you know, we're not stupid. We know, we can see who they really are. You can't hide what you really are. You can be pleasant, you can be witty, funny, you can be a clown, but you know what you really are. You know, we can see that. We know that. You know, I've never seen any one of you guys, but I know what you are, man. You know, you know what I'm saying, right, man? And Canelo, we can see deep down, you know, what he really cares about, you know, and what he's into. He's not into selling himself and creating his legacy. I don't see that. I think he's relying on what he did in the past, and he wants to make the role. He doesn't want to get hurt. He wants to go on to other stuff later on. You know, maybe English will definitely help that. Maybe he wants to commentate. But
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, bro.
So I was watching the hot box with Canelo and Mike Tyson. Canelo said he wants to fight for 7 more years. He said that he doesn't want to retire. He wants. That's
let me highlight that comment that J.A. Dixon just talked about. Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. Go ahead, Laura, continue.
So I was watching it, and a salute to my boy J.A. Dixon. Yes, Canelo wants to fight for 7 more years. What he does after Billy Joe Saunders, let's say he goes after Plant, and he's undisputed. Hey, I would like to see what he's going to do after that. Is he going to take on Charlo? Is he going to take on Benavidez? You know, Benavidez, you know, I've been talking about him. He has fast hands, but I've seen him get hit a lot. So it's going to be interesting, man. I really think that you really have to have a solid game plan fighting Canelo. But he said he wants to fight for 7 more years. So we'll see what happens, man.
That's a long freaking time, dude. At the point of his career right now,
he's on. I think he said he's 30. He's 30 years old.
Well, tomorrow, Bidbeev is fighting, and he was talking. He was chirping Canelo's name.
He wants to fight him, man.
But you know that I think Bidbeev is kind of wasted his career, man. You know, like a lot of these Eastern European fighters, they fight too long as an amateur, and you know, Loma came on and got a title shot real fast, and you know, he made his dough, but Bitter Beef, he hasn't come out of Russia much, and nobody knows who he is. Is this fight tomorrow? Is it ESPN Plus
It's
or
not even being
Showtime?
promoted hardly, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and if he wanted Canelo, he should have went after Canelo when he fought Kovalov, when he was hot in that division, man.
I agree.
I don't think Canelo is gonna fight Better Beef though, man. I think he would have fought Bivol.
Yeah.
I think he would have fought Bivol before he fought Better Beef, because Better Beef have that power, man. And, you know, even if you don't have the best boxing skill, if you connect with too many of those, you know, you can go night. You know, right. So I think he would have fought Bivol because he's more of a boxer and he has fast hands but not as much pop. You know, so I wasn't expecting expecting Canelo to even continue fighting at 175. He did that for the accolade of saying he's a champ at that weight class. That's all it is. That's just padding stats. You know what I'm saying? Like who he really want to fight, is somebody that he pretty much know that he don't have too much of a threat against. And you know, that's why like the Mexican Hall of Famers don't respect him like that, and they'll openly come out and say it because they feel like they didn't do that. He has like this glory road path, and they had to go through the fire. Like it wasn't you, man. That's facts. Or you weren't gonna fight at all. So that's why they don't respect him. It's hard. I respect his skills, him as a boxer.
Yes.
But his business moves and the way he set up his fights and stuff, catchweights and stuff like that. That's very shady and sketchy to me, man. If you want to be great, you give people a fair, even playing field. I'm a human. I bleed and breathe just like you. You know what I'm saying? If you got better skills than me, I need to work harder to make sure I'm prepared to fight you if you got better skills. That's all that's how I do things. You know, if somebody better than me or something, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hard until I feel like I'm prepared for that person. And I don't think we get that from Canelo. It's like it's always I have to have a one up on everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, that's sucker moves right there. You know what I'm saying? Real men don't move like that. That's why I say I respect you as a boxer because you can whoop a lot of people's ass. No problem. But what are you doing to be great? Just because you have great skills don't mean you're gonna become a great fighter. You have to go out and seek those legacy fights to make sure and cement yourself as a great fighter. Now you'll be a Hall of Fame fighter, but fighting for 7 more years and you were like 54 fights in already? No.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I give you about 3 to 4 because you like 55 fights in and you 30, about to be 31. You're the same age as Charlo and Earl Spence. They all in the same age range. And I'm like, dude, you already fought a lot of fights. You might not have taken a lot of damage, but
yeah,
that's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
Look at another Mexican great, Chavez, man. His best fights were late in his career when he fought Meldrick Taylor, which is about 31 years to almost to the day. When he fought Whitaker, when he fought Frankie Randall, those fights were great. We remember them, but that was in the last a quarter of his career. So you know, maybe Canelo will give us some really good fights and really competitive fights now. Maybe we'll see him get knocked on his ass, get popped on the chin. That's the reason I'm keeping my eye on him, because this is a time where he's vulnerable. We got some hot fighters out there. If they can ever make those matchups like Benavides or Charlo, man, those fights will be great, especially right now at the point of both of their careers. There's just so many fights to be made, man. You know, I don't want to sound like a jaded old man talking about these things, but man, I want to see these fights. You know, I'm going to see them either way if they come on. But I was spoon-fed the best, man. I come from that generation, man, and that's why I wish you guys had lived that with me, because man, we had such fantastic fights. Sit around, man, you know. That just doesn't happen anymore. But that's what boxing should be. We got the technology, man. We can see the fight so much clearer if 5G and everything else, but they're giving us garbage.
We had a taste of that though last fight. Chocolatito versus Strada. Oh my gosh, man, that was beautiful. I don't even think there was a freaking clinch in that fight, man. Oh my gosh, we had a taste.
And that horrible judge.
Thank you.
My God.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I'm glad she got suspended. That was straight blasphemy, man. I looked at the TV, man. I wanted to throw my drink. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all judges are ruining boxing.
The problem with it is that they should have a rule set in. I mean, a lot of rules should be set in, but some kind of freaking stipulation where if a judge does a wrong call, go back and give the belt back if the other guy won fairly. You know, give that belt back over to
The ghost of
Chocolate.
Alexis Aguayo was rolling over that night, man.
Or have an alternate judge. You know what I'm saying? You know how like you have a 4x1 relay, a ran track. We have a fifth person as an alternate. If somebody can't make it or they get injured, bam, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, why not have somebody just right there? You don't even know it's an alternate judge, but he's judging the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you have two scoring it fairly, then you got one. You like, what? Like, come on. Like the judging system, like, man, hook them up to a polygraph test before they even take the fight, man.
Well,
like,
that's why I quit betting on fights. I used to bet on fights almost every weekend, man. You know, with the bookie, you get your odds, you have your favorite fighter. But I got burned so many times by the judges that I just gave it up, man. It's human error. You got to get these judges trained. They have to be accountable. It's like a vacation. When you're appointed a judge and you do a fight in Vegas, you're from New Jersey, you're living first class for a week. Staying at a 5-star hotel, dining, you get a stipend, and plus you get paid a huge salary. Now these people should be on guard. They should be accountable for their scores, man. But yeah, that's where a lot of the hypocrisy runs in boxing, because they see promoters having dinner with judges, and you know it's a crooked system, and that's why I gave up on it, trying to make a bet on it. Cause I don't even want to tell you some of the fights that I lost on poor judges' cards. But no, you're right, man. These people have to be accountable, and if they're not, get rid of them.
And what I was trying to say is, go ahead.
You know how you have like a judge. If you go into court, that judge had to take an oath to be appointed to that position. You know what I'm saying? That you swore to tell the truth and judge it fairly. Like they need to have some type of guidelines like that or something. Or if you they got to look at it like, oh, we just judging the fight. No, this is people's livelihood. This is how they feed their family. You could potentially cost this person from getting out of bankruptcy. They may need this fight. You know, you never know a fight or situation. You know, so it's like if you're not gonna judge the fight fairly, you should, man, if you're doing something like that and it's blasphemy, man, you should get some jail time or something, like, because that's taking food out of another person's mouth. So if you'll feel some type of way if you were the fighter and they were the judge and they did you that way, you know, so they need some type of oath or some type of guideline or protocol you got to go through it, and some type of alternate or something, like, to keep it at bay, man. Because there's some people, they're not boxing fans, they fans of fighters, and you put them as a judge, who you think they're gonna go for? The person who they are the fan of. Of course, it's not hard to see. I mean, how did Canelo get a draw against Mayweather? Man, I'm telling y'all, I walked outside and walked around the block a couple times. Like, man, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
Yeah, I did.
Ain't no, man, that is crazy. What?
It's facts.
Whitewashed them.
Well, I've seen a lot of fighters camps argue about the country, of the origin of the judges. You know, you get two judges from Mexico, one from the United States, and you got a Mexican fighter against an American fighter. I've seen many camps argue about that, but usually it ends up standing. It is what it is, because those judges are they're held on a higher pedestal. It's an appointment, but by a federation that's I can't think of the word for it, but it's the perks on it are unbelievable. Like I said, it's a vacation several times a year, first class flights, big money to do what? To watch what we'd like to watch anyway in a prime seat, and keep track of it, which we do anyway. And can you imagine getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to do that? These guys have to be held accountable to us, to the fighters, to everybody. At one time they were showing the scorecards round by round. They stopped doing that because it was a disadvantage to the fighters who were losing and who were winning. But for a while it was experimental. They were trying it because there's always been crooked judges in boxing, and they have to be exposed, man. That what you're talking about, that's the bottom line. They have to be reputable. Like you said, man, judges in court, they swear on a stack of Bibles or whatever, but they have to be honest people, no favoritism. Whatever they can do to make them the most on the fence participants of the operation, man.
It's horrible, man. I agree with you. You know, and G5, like you said, CJ Ross, man, I don't understand her. You know, I think they need remedial training. You know, it's just like the NFL with their officiating. Those officials, they have to watch videos, they have to take tests, you know, to make sure that they make the right call. Because if they make the wrong call, you know, that could either help or hurt a team. And when it comes to judging, I really think that they really need to go back to the drawing board and have some type of training for them.
Well, see, it's a lot of times it's a state commission that appoints the judges. I live right near Foxwood and Mohegan Sun, so I go to see the fights there, and you see the same judges, the same referees. I can't think of the names right now, but you see them. They start there, and it's almost like the minor leagues. They work the undercards, and then you'll see them on the bigger cards judging the fights. But it's definitely state commissions that appoint these judges, and every state has pretty much their favorites, and the ones you were just naming. Who's the woman you just named?
CJ Ross.
Yeah, the outrageous score for the Chocolatito fight. It happens all the time. There's the Hiawatha Knight, Prentice Bird. There's so many judges throughout fighting who've had such crazy lopsided scores. You know, we were just watching Hagler and Leonard the other day. You know, people are still arguing about that fight to this day. But you look at the judges' cards, and a lot of the rounds were like, you know, two judges had it for Hagler, one judge had it for Leonard. You know, there wasn't much consistency throughout the fight. So these judges should be consistent. They should have standards. What do you judge a fight on? It should be aggressive. Damn. You know what I'm saying, though? Offense, defense. You know, there's got to be standards on it. Body punching, whatever it may be. But they're robbing the fighters, man. You know, they're judging them on their own standards, which is bull.
What I think they should do, Bruce and Renee and G5, I think they should go out and get some of the old referees like Richard Steele and them that have like retired from being in the ring with the fighters, and have them to become judges, because they've been inside the ring, you know, officiating, you know, fights. So they know what to look out for. It will be nice for them to. Well,
Larry Hazard, he was a referee, and he became I think the New Jersey State Athletic Commissioner. But no, you're right. You can have these people from a grassroots thing, the referees, right? Even former fighters. Randy Newman, who's judged a lot of fights, was a heavyweight fighter back in the 60s, and there was a lot of them. Some that don't work out, but some that do. And you know, boxing is a trial and error sport. It's a human sport. So you know, you're right, man. We should have a farm system with judges like that are cultivated from the sport, that know what to look for.
And absolutely. I agree 100%, man. They have somebody, and I think you all will agree, somebody has to clean up the sport of boxing. There has to be somebody. But like what Bruce said, you know, boxing has been corrupt throughout the years, throughout generations. So I get that, I understand it, but there has to be some way to clean this up so that boxing doesn't look bad. You know, they need to be held accountable. They need to, if they have some crazy scorecards or something crazy, I think that they should be suspended and they should be fined. Maybe they don't get their pay, you know, for that fight, but they have to hold them accountable besides just suspending them. Okay, you're going to suspend me. I'm just going to go home and just chill and relax. They need to be fined bigger than that. You know, if all these athletes can be fined for wearing the wrong pair of socks or celebrating too much in the end zone or just doing, I mean, these judges, man, something has to change. Something needs to happen to them.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It's great talk, man. I love it. I love it. Eric R says here, I like that idea of former refs and former fighters who weren't superstars so they can, right. And then Jay Dixon said here, honestly, I'm so tired of it that I'm going to try and get in the game and ref or judge because, I mean,
I thought about it.
I still got hope, man. I mean, I know it's hard, to believe it, but I've been saying time and time again, I still got hope. I'm optimistic regarding the sport of boxing. I think things will change. Obviously, things won't change from one day to the next. You know what I'm saying? It'll be incremental. I think there is going to be change, you know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, because you got community out there like you all, you know what I'm saying? Like us, that are speaking out. You got big platforms that are speaking out. I mean, just for a quick example, Blue Blood, our guy, man, Kurt, Bruce. I mean, you got big platforms out there, man. They're speaking out against these kind of things. Sooner or later, man, I think that there will be some changes. You know what I mean, for the better. I hope. But I'm optimistic. You know what I'm saying? So to conclude this point, I mean, it was a great fight. This point, Chocolatito Estrada. Estrada talked about he wants a trilogy. And Chocolatito seemed like a little bit more like we'll see what happens. And but man, if there's a freaking trilogy, man, I mean, oh my gosh, man, so awesome. We got, speaking of fights, man, tomorrow, let's chop this up. You know what I'm saying? We'll jump to G5. What do you think tomorrow, man? We talked about it, bro. We talked about it on 503. Salute to our guy, man. 503 family right there, man. I love it when, platforms invite me to, other to chop up, other platforms in the chop up sport of boxing. And we talked about it together, G5. Hooker versus Ortiz. How do you see that fight playing out, G5? Hey, real quick. Sorry. Hold up. Sorry, bro. Missing weight, 0.6, 147.6. Okay, I got to clarify this real quick before I get into this. I gave my rant, bro. One Honor's in the building. What's up, family, man? One Honor. What's going on, family? Love it, man. Thanks for coming in, man. I gave my rant, bro. On Ortiz missing weight, 147.6. Okay. And after my rant, after my live session, I went flash live earlier and talking about other things, obviously. But Ortiz comes out on social media saying, hey, before you get on me, okay? He said something like that. Let me explain the why. And the scale was 0.6 pounds or whatever off. So technically he made weight, according to Ortiz, according to him. Now we know his personality, ladies and gentlemen. We know Ortiz, really disciplined, young prospect, great fighter. I was mad though. I was not happy. You know what I'm saying? I gave my rant, like I said. I guess I can say I gave my rant a little bit too, I don't know, prematurely, I guess. I don't know. Who would have expected that? Right after I got off live, I went on social media just a little bit, and Ortiz is there. Hey, it was the scale. It wasn't me missing weight. So I guess that's clarified. Okay, so what do you think about that, G5? I mean, did you hear about the whole missing weight thing? Yeah, there's G5. You check your mic. Bruce, did you hear that he missed weight?
We'll man. Mm-hmm. I heard about that, and it was all over the internet, man. Everybody had their say about it. They're saying he missed weight after the third attempt on the scale. The fight's off. Blah blah blah. So I watched it all, but I made a text. I know somebody whose a girlfriend has credentials and goes to the press conferences and saw the weigh-in, and he texted me back and said he made it on the second attempt. There was something with the scale. And I knew that immediately. And I'm watching all this stuff going back and forth. This internet's amazing. A blessing and a curse, man. As soon as something comes out, it's out there and everybody puts their 2 cents in. And pretty soon a little pile of poop becomes a big, big mountain of what. And it's mind blowing, man. It really is. But that's the age what we live in right now, and you can't fight it. You got to join it, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. You go to your sources. You go to the people who know, because if you listen to the baloney that's out there, man, It's World War III out there, man. You know, everybody's got opinions, and they're hating on you if you're behind this fighter and that fighter, man. You know, I'm not into that baloney, Renee. That's what your channel's about, man. We come here to chop boxing, man. And bro, you know, you're hitting the nail right on the head over here. You know, this is where it's at. And as far as that weigh-in goes, you go to the best source you can get. You get information from a rational person who knows what they're talking about, and then you can just watch these people go back and forth with this crazy information, you know, and chuckle about it. And if you want to if you want to tell them the truth, you can do that. But you know, it's the internet. Who's going to believe you anyway? So whatever. Hey, salute my brother Mo Boxing out there, man. He's a warrior.
Salute, family. Salute, definitely, man. You guys jumping in the building, man.
My brother.
Heck yeah. And I'm not blaming though the platform, because there's some reputable platforms that gave their 2 cents right after it, man. So I mean, we're human beings, man. Hey, I'm sorry, all those out there. Sorry, okay. I gave my rant in 2 cents, man. So hey, thanks to as a matter of fact, when Ortiz posted that right after I went live and did my flash live, and I just talking generally, and somebody actually, I wasn't even going to talk about Virgil Ortiz. I was going to talk about the May 1st card that we were talking about earlier. I was going to talk about that. I didn't even have Ortiz in my mind. I was like, because I was thinking, I got my scheduled live with LeVar. We're going to chop that up. And then somebody in the chat, hey, did you hear Virgil Ortiz miss weight? And I was like, oh man, what's up with Virgil Ortiz? My God, obviously I'm always respectful, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm going to give it 100 just like I do everybody. Just like Tank Davis missed weight, just like Benavidez missed weight. Now Ortiz, what's going on? And I gave my 2 cents on it. And but afterwards, I went on social media, saw that, and I actually tweeted. I haven't even checked if anybody responded to me, and they're probably going to go all over me. I don't care, whatever. But I said, hey, that's great that you're clarifying this. I put it there on his tweet, whatever they call it, right? And I was really disappointed when I first heard this, but it's great you're clarifying it, champ. Thank you. So, hey, sorry, Ortiz. He probably ain't even listening to this. It's a small platform, but whatever. Sorry, community, for me, going on my little rant. I always keep it respectful anyway. So, but yeah.
Yeah, but Renee, you're so right about that. A professional missing weight, a fight as important as this, I'd go on a rant too, man, if I just heard that.
That's only why. I mean, because, I was thinking, man, Ortiz, how?
How dare you do this to us?
But the great thing, man, is it's clarified. Awesome. Ortiz, man, on point as always, man. D Hodge is in the building.
And the whole thing, man, I was told that Ortiz is really just filling out. He just barely made that weight, and he's going to have to go up because he's a young guy and he's growing, putting on muscle. He just made this weight, and it might have even been hard for him to make. I don't know, but from what I understand, he's going to go up in weight. Wow. He naturally just looks like he looks like and he's going into the no zone, the 154 pound zone where men are men.
I don't know. Exactly, man. He should stay at 147
but
for
dude,
a little longer.
You can't fight your body. Once you get down, once you get that lean, you can't cut muscle. You have to go with your nature.
That's facts, man.
Honestly, man, it's still undisciplined, man. Because here's my thing. He came a 0.6, and then they're saying, okay, the scale was off. Okay, I got it. I know the scale is supposed to be calibrated and all that stuff. It's still undisciplined because at the end of the day, he should have came in under. I used to wrestle, and I didn't want to leave it up to the scale. So I would come in a pound or two, maybe 3 underweight, so that I can make weight. So
sometimes you don't have a pound or two to spare, man. I've dieted bodybuilders who would 3 and 4% body fat, and if they're doing a middleweight, which for that is like 168 pounds, if they got below that, certain people, you'd actually smell ammonia from the muscle in their body burning, and they go into what's called ketosis, where you don't burn glucose anymore. Your body starts burning its muscle. And it's not a pretty sight, it's against nature, and that's what they say that our boy Virgil Ortiz, he's in that situation right now. He can't be fighting at welterweight much longer.
So how many weeks did he have to train?
Well, he's a welterweight, and he signed his contract, and
But
no
now the
backing
thing
out
here,
after that.
the thing here is that, you know, my standpoint on it, I get it. The scale, but LeVar has a point too. It has to be calibrated, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
know, like what LeVar's saying. I mean, it's a professional context. I mean, these guys, whoever the heck these promoters, these guys, these businessmen, they have to check that freaking scale 10 times before it even try. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh, they made a
whatever.
mistake. They made a mistake.
Yeah, human
Yeah,
beings, human being. But the thing here is about like what Bruce is saying, that if Virgil, you know, let's forget the scale. Like fighters in general, I talked about this earlier. Fighters in general, shouldn't their walk around weight be at a limit to where they know, you know, where if they have a fight coming up, it's not a weight loss camp. You see what I'm saying, Bruce? Back in the
Well,
day,
that's the key word you just said, Renee. They know everybody's body is different.
right?
And you know your own body, you know what your walking around weight is. You're not going to get out of shape. You're gonna stay ready. A professional athlete doesn't let themselves go to pot, you know,
it all depends, Bruce.
in their
Because
career. Well, you know, you have your walking around weight, and you know you have your holiday weight, whatever. But those guys can get back into shape. You know, 6 weeks of training, no problem. They should have no problem making that weight. But like I'm saying, man, if nature's taking over and your body's growing, because most of those athletes are in a growing phase. The young ones, 19, 20. You know, remember how much your body developed back then? You can't stay at that weight, man. I was like 165 pounds. I couldn't stay at that much. I'd kill myself. And I wasn't an athlete, and I didn't have any fat to spare. It's the way it goes, but you can't fight Mother Nature. You got a point there, LeVar, but you know how it goes, man. Well, a young guy like Virgil Ortiz is growing fast, man.
Yeah, Bruce. Trust me. I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, but with me, I know all about it as well. Renee, for 20 years in the Marine Corps, I had to stay either at 186 pounds or below. We had weigh-ins twice a year. And J.A. Dixon, you know what I'm talking about. I had for 20 years, even at the age of 39, you know, when I retired, I had to stay at 186 pounds. Does it take a toll on my body? Yes, it did. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm staying active, I'm out there running my 3 miles. I'm doing my pull-ups. I'm doing my sit-ups. I'm doing my ammo can lifts. I'm doing my 880 runs and stuff like that. He's a professional fighter.
No, I hear exactly what you're saying, LeVar, man. I was in the same boat as you because I was in the fitness industry. So
I'm not knocking you, Bruce.
For 30 years, dude.
I'm not.
No, but well, no, just what I'm saying is I agree with you 100%. I'm not knocking you at all either. I'm relating to exactly what you're saying because, you know, what I did for 30 years, if you let your body fat go over 8-9%, you were considered chubby. So you had to be in shape all the time, man. I hung around with gym rats. I trained every day. I ran a half hour on the treadmill every day. I lived the whole life for 30 years, and I know exactly what you're saying. And you know, there's no buts, there's no anything else, man. You're 100% right. And the body is what you have to take care of, and everybody's body is different, man.
Yes,
it has to be. It's cultivated.
I don't want people to think that I'm having a dispute with Bruce.
No, that's good. We're learning. It's all good.
Yeah, I respect everything that Bruce says and what he does. You know, I do. And I don't want anybody to think that I don't.
Oh,
you know,
man,
Bruce is my brother from another.
No argument here, man. You know, I'm not even disagreeing
good.
on anything. And believe me, here we can definitely agree to disagree. But I don't disagree on anything, LeVar. I love you like a second brother, man. You know?
For me, Bruce, I think that some of these fighters, because of the pandemic, they really didn't take and I know it's hard to get in the gym. I you know, during this pandemic, I understand that. Trust me, I get it. But if they have to find some way of staying in shape. And I'm not saying that Ortiz didn't. And you're right, Bruce. The body, when it comes to the body, a fighter can only stay at a certain weight class for so long. I totally agree with you. Trust me, I do. I just think that some of the fighters didn't do what they had to do during this pandemic. You get what I'm trying to say, Bruce?
Oh yeah, well, look at Tyson Fury.
Right.
He got frustrated and he said, "I'm not going to train anymore." And look how fast he went out of shape, man. He looks like he's got baby shoulders now. He's in no condition to fight anybody, man. Who knows what he looks like with his bathrobe off, but you have to stay in shape, man. Look at our boy Stay Ready, man. He says it, stay ready, you be ready. You go to training, you don't go to a fat camp, man. You go to spa, you go to sharpen your skills. You don't go to lose weight. You're an athlete. We're paying you mucho dollars to perform and to be in peak physical condition, man. It should be simple, and anybody that doesn't come in peak physical condition is cheating us, and that's where the fine should be leveled. That's where the commission should take over, and not reward these fighters. They should find these fighters, man, because they're really under our honor to be at 100% when they get in the ring, man. To come in any other way is cheating us fans and cheating themselves. And I know exactly what you're saying, LeVar. And there's nothing like it. You feel so good when you stay in shape all the time, man. Even psychologically, endorphins get released. You feel great after that 3-mile run in the morning. You know that, bro.
Bruce, I agree with you. So let me ask you this question: if for professional fighters, when they're not fighting, how can I put it? How should they be at least 5 pounds above their weight class? If you know what I mean. If when they're not fighting, like let's say if you got 170, 100.
That's a strange thing because, man, I used to look at like a guy like Roberto Duran. He was a fantastic lightweight, and he would blow up to almost 200 pounds between fights. But yet he would get down, get to training. I don't know how long it took him, but he'd come in at 135 tight pounds. But when he was off and he had a break, he knew his body. He liked to party a lot more than most people do. Only because it's been documented, and I just read this autobiography about him, and got all that info. But as far as that goes, it's really up to each individual fighter, because somebody like Duran could do that where the average fighter, if they got up that high and tried to come down, first of all, they probably couldn't come back down to that weight. And if they did, they'd probably be in no condition to get in the ring and put on a performance. So, what you're asking, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, man, for me, that's so individual. That should be up to the fighter, and he should have his trainers around him and his team around him to not let him get out of shape. And if he does, man, he's not a fighter, because he should have that intestinal fortitude to stay in that shape year round. You can party and you can have you eat whatever you want when you're not fighting. But then when it's time to get in a fight, you should be able to snap right back into that into physical shape within weeks, and then get into fighting shape in your camp.
Right. And the reason why I asked that is because during Abel Sanchez, he was being interviewed, and he said that a fighter should be no more than 5 pounds overweight when not fighting, because it's easier to lose 5 pounds than it is 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, where you don't want your whole training camp to be focused on losing weight. So that's why I asked you that question.
Oh yeah, well Abel would know, dude. He would know. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Real quick, man. Let me get to the chat real quick, man. And we're gonna get your final predictions on tomorrow's fight, man. Real quick, man. I mean, this is good stuff right here. These guys don't stay around their weight because they don't stay ready. Yes, I don't remember Hagler getting at. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That one honor says that's where the discipline comes in. Very few fighters are taking care of their bodies outside of the ring. Yep, which is why Floyd. Yes, sir. We got here Jay Dixon saying Ortiz and Boots should be at 154 really, and Tio and Haney should be at 140 along with whoa, good stuff right here, man. I got tape from boot camp until 15 years later. Anyone who didn't make it wasn't working on it. The discipline will show, man. You guys are chopping it up right here, man. Mo Boxing, salute family, always. No pain, no gain, right? My max was 192, and I weighed in at 215 on the regular at like 7% body fat. I only made it down below my max when I focused on what I ate and my weight all year. Man, that's true, man. Right here, yeah, like Andy Reese.
Yeah, that's true. We should do a show on nutrition one of
I
these
know,
days,
yeah.
man.
I was
Absolutely.
thinking something like that, man. That would be a good idea, and we can relate it to boxing. I mean, we got to do that. We got to do that.
Absolutely.
Because I can keep going on what they're saying here, man. This is just good stuff right here. Like Andy Reese, facts right there. 10 pounds max. Bad habits will eventually catch up with you. Facts, man. Real quick, man, because I got to get going, man. We got, man, great live. Family jumped in. Final prediction, Bruce goes Ortiz versus Hooker.
I think this fight was made for Virgil Ortiz. I think he's right on track. Maurice Hooker's a former champ, a good fighter, but I'll give him 6 rounds. And Maurice Hooker's, Virgil Ortiz moving on to the next level. Definitely.
What you got, LeVar?
Hey, I'm gonna agree with Bruce. Hey Bruce, I love you, man. I have Ortiz 6-7 round stoppage. Hooker, he hasn't. I mean, his last fight he won, but I remember the fight before that. He got stopped. So I really believe Ortiz is going to win by knockout.
I got Ortiz knocking him out. When Ortiz smells blood, he's going to go in. He's going to go in, man, and he's just going to finish him off around round 7. TKO or knockout. We got here one honor saying, I agree, Ortiz wins, but I'm pulling for Hooker. All day, man. That's awesome, man. All day, 100, man. We got here, I'm 6'2", 214, 846. That's heavyweight. Big time. That definitely is, man. You're a big guy, man. Wow. Yeah, definitely, man. So it's going to be a great fight tomorrow, man. So thank you so much, man. G5, it looks like maybe his signal cut off or something, but G5, go subscribe to G5, definitely family. And I thank you, each and every one of you, man. Family jumped in tonight. I really appreciate you. Bruce goes, any last words?
I just want to appreciate everything over here, man. This is a great show. You got a good chat going on over here. The family's all together. Just press that like button. Share this with anybody you can. We talk about boxing over here. We don't mix any personalities or anything else into it, and it's a good place to be. You want to get into the sport. You want to contribute, man, and everybody's welcome over here. God bless my friend Renee, LeVar, the chat. Peace out, everybody.
Definitely, LeVar.
Hey, Renee, once again, man, thank you for allowing me to come on your platform to talk boxing. Hey, to everyone in the chat, a salute to you, and thank you for tuning in. And to my brother from another brother, Bruce, man. Hey, man, I love getting on here and talking boxing with you because I learned from you. You're one of the original OGs. You might not think so, but I do, and I do appreciate everything that you bring, man, because you bring a lot of knowledge, man. And the only thing I try to do is soak it in, man, especially, the fights from back in the day, because I really think that the fighters need to gravitate and look at old tapes of the old fighters and try to, take from that to help better their careers. So Bruce, man, I really do appreciate you, man. I love talking to you, Bruce, man. You're my brother from another mother. And once again, man, everybody out there, just take care of yourself.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
Anytime, brother. Anytime, Bruce. Like I said, man, I can talk to you all day. And everybody,
it, man. An hour goes by like a minute over here.
Yeah, we're almost in the 1 hour and 40 minutes, man. We were rocking it. Heck yeah.
Absolutely, man. That's what it is, man. I love talking to you guys, man. And
hey, Bloodbox. Blood had a live the other day, man. 10 hours. Can you imagine that? I was on it for about 4 with him. It was civilized, and it was such a cool chat, man. But he went for 10 hours. People coming in and out. It was wild. Can you imagine that, man?
It's great.
I gotta salute Blood, man. Hats off to my brother, Blood Boxing.
Yeah, definitely. Hats off, man. So thank you guys so much, man. Everybody who jumped in. Once again, happy birthday, man, to Sebastian Cooper. Great day, man. Awesome stuff. And yeah, man, definitely, man. Everybody who jumped in, man. I have people jumping up on in here, man. Thank you guys so much. Renee Box Young, man. Simply a platform where we discuss, critique, analyze, and simply talk about the sport of boxing, man. Level-headed fashion and mature fashion. Y'all know what it is, man. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and like. Go ahead and subscribe for their new listeners. I appreciate each and every one of you. We had a wonderful talk. Peace out, LeVar, Bruce. Stay safe, everybody, man. Love you guys.
Rest in peace, Marvin Hagler.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.